Okay, so hi guys, I'm right here. So welcome to Massachusetts Bay Colony. Join us in the Massachusetts Bay Colony, a land of opportunity, faith, education, and industry. Build a new life where community thrives, family flourish, and hard work leads to prosperity. Come help us to build the city upon a hill, and your future begins here. So first, the original map and the present day map. So this land was part of the northern region of the 30 colonies, also called the New England colonies. Okay, so before English settlers arrived in the Massachusetts Bay Colony, Native American tribes such as the Wampanoag, the Nipmuc, and Pinnacook already live here. They farm, fish, and hunt across this New England land and helps early settlers to survive. So Massachusetts Bay is one of the most important colonies in the northern region and was built on land with deep history and powerful future. The colony was centered around Massachusetts Bay near present-day Boston, Salem, and Cambridge. So now the geography and daily life. So first, I want to show you in the map we have two important rivers: the Merrimack River, that was the major trade and fishing route, and the Mister River, that is another important river. So we have mountains and valleys. Okay, so then where people live shapes how they live. And Massachusetts Bay is a clear example of that. The colony has warm summers and cold winters with about 45 inches of rain each year. The land is rocky with forests, hills, rivers, and the long Atlantic coastline. Because the soil is rocky and winter are cold, people did small farms, not large plantations. Because of the forest, people work in lumber and shipbuilding. Because of the rivers and ocean, fishing and trade became major industries. Living in harsh climate mean people had to work together, which create close-knit community and strong towns. In Massachusetts Bay, the geography didn't just shape the land; it shaped how people live, work, and survive. Then we have economics. So the colony has thriving industries such as shipbuilding, fishing, whaling, lumber milling, and small-scale farming, which provide jobs and opportunity for settlers to start their own business. Trade in the colony is strong. Massachusetts Bay exports fish, timber, whale oil, forest, ships, and imports tools, textiles, and goods from England. The colony is especially known for its codfish, famously called the New England Gold. For hardworking settlers, Massachusetts Bay offers a chance to grow, prosper, and build a successful future. So, in society and culture, they have a strong Puritan faith. They follow the strict rules, value education, and care about the community. They want to build a city upon a hill. As an example for the world, they don't allow other religions at first. They have large, stable family. They help each other at home. Children learn to read early so they can study the Bible, and they have very high literacy rates for the time. So the roles to men and women. So men usually work on farms, they build homes, ships, structures, they participate in trade and business activities, but women usually are at home, cook, educate her children, especially in reading for Bible study, and some women can provide medical care with the community. So then we have the social structure. So ministers and educate landowners are at the top. Farmers, merchants, and artisans form the middle. Laborers and indentured servants are at the bottom. They have some slavery, but much less than in the southern colonies. So then we have populations, birth rates, and death rates. So the Massachusetts Bay Colony had many births, and most women married young, around age 20. Families were large, with six or more children after surviving into adulthood. The population grew quickly because there were more births than deaths. Death rates were lower than in many other places, about 22 to 26 people out of 1,000 dying each year. Many babies died to around 180 and 200 out of 1,000, but most children grew up. People also live longer than in other colonies, often into their 16. Because of this, the colony grew fast, with towns like Boston, Salem, Cambridge, and Charlestown become population centers, while the countryside stayed lightly populated. Then we have ethnic and diversity in the colony. So we have well, we don't have different ethnicities here. So most people were English Puritans, making up about the 80% of the population. They share the same religion and way of life. A small number of Europeans live there, around 5%, and Native American like the Wampanoag, Massachusetts, and even about the 10%. Africans were about the 5% of the population, mostly brought as enslaved workers. Because Puritans were the majority, the colony had little cultural or religious diversity, and people who disagree with their belief were often not accepted. So, history and funding. Here we have a timeline. So, in the 1628, the Massachusetts Bay Colony was formed in England by Puritans, merchants who saw religious freedom. Just a year later, in 1629, the company received a royal charter from King Charles, which gave them the authority to establish a colony in the New England. In the 1630, John Winthrop led the Great Migration, bringing about 1,000 settlers across 11 ships to the region. That same year, the settlers found Boston along with surrounding towns, which became the main center of the colony. Over the next few years, the colony continued to develop with Harvard College being established in the 1636 to provide higher education for the community and the body of liberties introduced in 1641, laying down important legal principles for the settlers. Then government and politics. The colony had a royal charter, but ran mostly independently. It was a self-governing Puritan society with town meetings where locals helped make laws and set taxes. The government had a governor and an elect general court of freemen. At first, only male church members could vote, but this expanded later. Leaders like John Winthrop make it one of the most organized and stable colonial governments. But we have difficulties. So, what difficulties has colony faced during its founding? So, harsh winters and unfamiliar climate. Colonies were unprepared for New England's long cold winters, which damaged crop and made survival difficult. Limited food supplies in the early years, early harvests were small, and supply ships from England were unreliable, leading to hunger, disease, and illness. Poor sanitation, lack of medical knowledge, and harsh living conditions caused sickness and death. Conflicts. With Native American tribes, tension over land and resources led to violence, including wars such as the Pequot War, building shelter and farms. Building shelter and farm from scratch. Settlers had to clear forests and construct homes and farm with limited tools. They have strict religious rules, causing internal conflicts. Disagreements over Puritan belief led to benchmen such as Hudson and Roger Williams. And then in the back, here we have the major cities established in the Massachusetts Bay Colony with their dates. So Boston became the capital and main settlement in 1630. Then Salem technically was part of the Plymouth colony, so was an early settlement, later part of the colony between 1626 and 1630. Then we have Charlestown in the 1629. We have Cambridge in 1631 to 1632, Lynn in 1630s, and Ipswich in 1630s. So we have education in the Massachusetts Bay Colony. This was closely tied to religion and practical needs. Children began with elementary school to learn reading, writing, arithmetic, and Bible studies. Boys often went to grammar schools to prepare for college, focusing on Latin, Greek, and religious studies. Harvard College, founded in 1636, trained ministers and civic leaders. Many youth also learned trades through apprenticeship, gaining practical skills for work and daily life. Overall, education combined religious instruction, literacy, and practical training to support both faith and the colony's needs. And here are my sources. So this was Massachusetts Bay Colony. Hey, what's up, Mary? What's up, besties? Welcome back to my podcast, Back to Massachusetts. Then and now. The podcast where time travel is apparently a thing now. So today we have Sister Mary from 6070s, please, looking wholly glowing and slightly scared. So, Mary, the listeners want to know why should anyone from 2025 move to your Massachusetts colony?
Oh, gladly. Massachusetts is beautiful. Rich air, pure rivers, forests everywhere. And we live with purpose. Our community is centered in faith. We pray with our heart and we support one another. There is peace in our routines and closeness to God, everything we do.
Okay, Queen of Holy Productivity. Go on.
If someone seeks a new beginning, this is a place. No noise, no distractions, Not I'm scrolling, just people building a godly community together. You wake up with purpose. You lay down with peace.
Honestly, that sounds like a mental health
Exactly.
reboot.
In our gatherings brings joy. Help each other, love, and on Sundays we spend the whole day in the church. You leave feeling spiritually refreshed, like your soul just drank a gallon of water.
Oh, hydration, but for the spirit. I love it.
Indeed, anyone who joins us will find meaning, belonging, and a place to grow closer to God.
Okay, listeners, if you're tired of chaos, wifey problems, and doom scrolling, Sister Mary says that Massachusetts Colony is the upgrade. Final message, Mary?
Come, join us. The air is clean, the purpose is real, and the Lord is always with us.
Yes. And guys, that's today's episode. Thank you for watching.